Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a chapter, bro. Jesus Christ. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was raps for Zonka. I definitely did, right? I definitely did. The way things were going, I thought it was raps for Zonka. But there's so much here that it's not even about Zonka anymore, right? I will admit, yes, the neurotoxin conversation was very important between, Jabber and himself because I asked myself this question like 30 times. How is this gonna affect Zonka moving forward? Is he ever going to recover from this? Because it was huge. This was huge, in my opinion. Because what happens if Zonka can never use his love stick again? What happens if Zonka is never the same again? It's almost as if he literally died this chapter. That's what it seemed like. But we had a saving grace. Somebody pulled up with the blicky and I was like, yo, who is that? Right? Who pulled up and saved Zonka? Is it what I said it was gonna be? Is it what everybody else was like?
Nah, bro. There's no way help can arrive in time.
Oh yeah, somebody pulled up with a gun. And to be honest, I don't know who it is. I thought about it like, who has a gun jinky? Funny enough, it could be one of the Santa Bros because we don't even know their abilities. We don't know what Brat's ability is. We kind of have a idea of what Dia's is, but yeah, Brat, I don't know. That whole thing was hilarious, but we need to get to the key ingredient of this situation, right? And that is Guida. Right, Lil Guida. My homie JD was telling me, we were talking about like potential volume covers. He brought up Guida. I brought this up in the last video and I was like, damn man, Guida really hasn't done anything to warrant her getting a cover page. But this one changed everything. She may have stumbled upon the single most important information or just item that we have come across. And it is this weird egg-shaped thing. Big shout out to Rochi too, by the way. Rochi was the one who led us here, which is weird. I wonder if Rochi is being controlled by somebody else, but we'll save that story for another day. Rochi stumbled upon this giant fucking egg, and it had me thinking. When I saw it, right, I felt like I got gut checked because I'm like, where have we seen this before? But what made this whole situation even weirder was that Jabber said, well, Zonka, my friend, it's about time we end our fun. Ready to go be made into an offering for the trash beast? This shit connects on so many other levels, right? It connects on so many other levels because we've seen this before, right? You guys remember in chapter 10, it was the imminent chapter, and Ryo destroyed that aberrant beast and a Jinky fell out of it. So what this tells me is this giant core is what births aberrant beast. But where have we seen this design? I want to take you guys back. I want to take you guys back to chapter 38. Odd, I know. We're going back to chapter 38. Do you remember the conversation Seimu and Corvus had? Corvus and Seimu was having a conversation about information on Rudo, right? He was like, does it have to do with what's inside Rudo? How does Corvus know this first and foremost, right? How does he know this? But again, remember, it's about the trust of the allies. Look, man, this story is starting to connect on some crazy ass shit. It's starting to connect on some crazy ass shit because the eye is so important, man. I need to look at Corvus's boots as well because I have a feeling it is him that showed up to save Zonka. But anyway, he was like, can you tell me about when you first saw Rudo? What did you see? And then we flash forward and Seimu says, I've seen many different people, but whatever Rudo has resembles none of them. It's not just his Jinky, those gloves. What's different is something is growing inside of Rudo. To put it simply, well, it could destroy the world. And you guys see that thing, right? That is a core. So this begs the question, is Rudo even human? It just had me thinking, right? Just going back to this core. I'm like, if this thing creates a aberrant beast and Rudo's core is able to turn anything he touches into a Jinky, is the person who made this core related to the person who made Rudo? Just a wacky situation that I thought about while reading this chapter, right? That's why it took a few days for this to come out because I had to make sure things was all right, right? But anyway, let's just go back over a few other things that I had in mind that I wanted to talk about, right? Let's just talk about how insane Jabber is. The whole time Jabber was looking at Zonka and talking to Zonka, he was really having a conversation with himself, right? That was so Jabber to me, right? It was so Jabber to me that I just couldn't not talk about it because when you look at this conversation, it makes you realize like just how bored Jabber is with like the current situation, just everything around him. And the most insane panel to me was the laughing panel. That shit blew my mind because I'm like, wow, Zonka is not mentally recovering from this. I know I asked the question earlier, how is Zonka gonna recover from this? I don't think he is, man. It's fascinating though, just how different things turned out, because it turned out in a way that I did not expect. And that's good. That's good because my expectation was Zonka was gonna wake up and he was gonna pop off, right? It went beyond my expectations in the fact that Zonka's not waking up, but somebody else is there. I really want to know who pulled up and shot Jabber in the leg. Who pulled up and shot Jabber in the leg? Because, dog, that was hilarious. I'm like, you see Jabber over here having the time of his life. Like, you see him, bro? You see how excited Jabber is? Saying he can't wait to get his reward from the boss just to get shot. But at least this saves us, right? Because Zonka is not going to end up as a hand on the giant egg sarcophagus thing. I colored that too, by the way. I just wanted to make a very, very sick scene for those of you guys who haven't seen it yet. And one more thing before we move on to the closing statements, right? I wonder if Guida is gonna somehow fuck this up, right? I wonder if Guida's gonna somehow fuck this up because Guida gives off the impression of, oh my God, that's a big red button. What would happen if I push that? You know, on some Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory shit. She gives off that vibe, like just how carefree and fun and cool she is, you know what I'm saying? So like seeing her face here, I was like in my mind, I was like, is she gonna be like, what is that? Ooh, I should fuck it up. Or she like pull the hands off or some shit. And whose hands are these? Like these are former Jinkies, right? These are other people's Jinkies and shit. So just who's all been killed and set here, bro? I think that shit is crazy, right? I think that was like a visually insane chapter for me because I took notes. I had to take notes, right? I took notes. We already pretty much went over everything. We pretty much already went over everything that I was talking about. Zonka being able to recover from this. Is he ever gonna be able to move forward? Jabber being Jabber, right? Guida pulling up with Rochi. That's another thing that I noticed too, like how sad she was that she was by herself, but then she realized she had Rochi, right? The Aberrant Beast Creator Core, somebody pulling up with a gun. Is it Corvus or one of the other cleaners, right? It's crazy, bro. This chapter was insane. This chapter was absolutely fucking batshit crazy. Let me know what you guys thought about this chapter down below. If there was a piece of information that I missed out on that you guys picked up on, make sure y'all let me know as well. Y'all know I love when people fill me in on things that I may have missed, even though I usually feel like I don't miss much. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. This video was fun, right? Not even just the video, the idea of what this core is and how it relates to Rudo definitely sparked the, oh, I see why Zodil brought him here idea, right? But yeah, man, let me get out of here. Let me go edit this video. Y'all, like I said, y'all let me know everything y'all felt about it down below, and we can catch up down there. As always, it's your boy, xDomoSenpaix, and I will catch you guys in the next video.